Hello, my name is John Burns from Final Cut Pro Classes, and I would like to show you how to use your events to organize your footage. So the first thing I'm going to do is make a new library. And I'll just call it My Project. And it wants to save by default to the Movies folder, but I can move that anywhere I want. But right now I'll just leave it to the Movies folder. So now I want to import in some footage. Here's a default event. It puts the date on it automatically, so it always makes one event for you. And we'll just go ahead and use that event. I can rename the event if I want, if I know what I'm going to bring in, but we'll just import some media here. So now I have some motorcycle footage I want to bring in. So I'm going to bring in some clips from that. I'll just bring them all. And that has movies and pictures in it. And I'll hit the Shift key and click the last one, and it chooses everything in between. I already went over the import settings here in the last video, so I'm just going to say import. And it makes the event here, and it puts all the motorcycle footage in there. And I don't like the name of the event, so I'm just going to change it. I'll just highlight it and hit motorcycle. And that changes the name. Now I want to bring in some more footage. So I'm going to go File, Import. I can make a new event now, or I can make it as I import. So I'm going to do it as I import. So I can go to File, Import, or I can hit this little arrow down is also an import arrow. And I'm going to take in some penguins. So here's a bunch of penguin clips. And I'm just going to go ahead and take in the whole folder. And this time I'll say create a new event in my project. I'll call it penguins. And I'll import that. So now you'll see a new event pop up on the side called penguins. And I'll just make one more event on my import. So I'm going to hit import. And I'm going to choose urban treasures. Here's a bunch of footage in here. Just random footage. And I'm going to choose that whole folder. And I'll say make a new event in the same library. I'll call it urban treasures. Okay, so now you see the three events here, and they all contain what I imported into each one. If I go to my library here, I'll see all clips. I'm going to make this a little smaller so we can see all the clips here in the library. So here you can see the events, penguins, urban treasures, and at the top should be motorcycle. So now if I want to further organize, I can make a new event here, and I can call it I see a bunch of blue here. I can just call it blue if I want. And I'll pick everything out that I see blue in. So I'll make a new event and it's see blue. And I'll go back to my project here. I can go to the main project and I can start clicking these images. I can click everything I see a blue in. And drag it over to the blue event, and that puts those things in there. So that's another way to organize. So I can keep making events in my browser. So I'll make a new event, and I'll call this movies. I'm just randomly picking names to sort by. So I have a movies event now, and I'll go back to my browser, and I'll just pick a few random movies that I want to put in there. And there I put them in that event. So now you see those three things in that event there. Also, you can rename clips. If you blow this up a little bit, you'll see the names of the clips. So I don't have to name it tape 1. I can name it man with beard. This doesn't change the name of your clip in your computer, it just changes the name of the thumbnail in Final Cut Pro. So now I have a new clip with man with beard. So now I can make an event for that if I want. So you can make an event. It's just like a folder that you can use to organize your clips in Final Cut Pro. Thank you.